Hi, welcome back to online session. In this session, we will briefly discuss about various branch and bound searching techniques, namely stack, queue, and LC search. And we can call them as least cost search, that is LC search, LIFO search, which means that last in first out search, that is stack search, and another one is FIFO search, that is first in first out search. That means that queue search. So finally, the searching technique is to be broadly classified into three different types, namely LIFO, FIFO, and LC search techniques. So the branch and bound searching techniques, which are listed below. The first one is first in, first out branch and bound searching technique. This can be solved by using the help of constructing a tree that is called as a state space tree. By using the approach is BFS approach, stands for breadth first search. So if you want to find the solution to the given problem by using first in first out branch and bound technique, you need to construct a state space tree by using the approach of BFS, breadth first search. Here, if you want to insert a node, or if you want to delete an existing node from the tree, state space tree, you follow the general principle of queue. What is queue? Queue stands for first in, first out. Whereas, come to LIFO branch and bound searching technique. This is the second technique. In last in, first out branch and bound searching technique, this will work based on the principle of stack, how stack will work, how insert an element, how to delete a node from the tree. Based on the principle of stack, the last in, first out branch and bound searching technique will be solved. So whenever you can find answer node while constructing a state space tree by using last in, first out branch and bound searching technique, we usually follow the approach is DFS approach, that is depth first search approach. We can use while constructing a state space tree. But while adding a new node or removing an existing node from the state space tree, we simply follow the principle of stack data structures. So here we use both stack and queue data structures for performing both FIFO and LIFO branch and bound searching techniques by using breadth first search and depth first search respectively. The last branch and bound searching technique is least cost branch and bound searching technique. So this is the another technique. Here we need to find the least cost of each and every iteration, and based on the least cost we need to finalize the answer node in minimum number of iterations. So hence I can say that these three branch and bound searching techniques are very useful for finding the answer node while you need to construct a state space tree by using DFS and BFS approaches. Now, let me explain all these three searching techniques with a real-time example and algorithms also. We will discuss with simple example how these three searching techniques will be worked. We need to find the answer node by constructing the state space tree. We will discuss in this session in briefly. So coming to the introduction part, the branch and bound method is proposed by A. H. Land and A. G. Dog in 1960. They have been introduced or proposed branch and bound algorithm design technique to solve the problems in a very efficient manner whenever you want to solve optimization problems. The branch and bound techniques basically require or they are working require two tools, namely one is branching tool, another one is bounding tool. Another one is bounding tool. Bounding in the sense there is a region or boundary of each and every solution. For each and every generated solution, there is an upper bound and there is a lower bound. If you will get the solution, desired solution, the solution range must be in between lower bound and upper bound. In between, you will get the solution. Otherwise, you will not consider the solutions. Okay. So that's why we need to define boundaries for measuring upper bound and lower bound for optimal solutions with a feasible sub solutions. Whereas another tool is branching tool. Branching in the sense you need to generate or construct the state space tree in many number of iterations. For each and every iteration, new e nodes and chain nodes are to be generated like a tree structure. The way of covering feasible solutions by several smaller feasible solutions is called as branching. That means that if you want to find feasible solutions, so you need to find many possible solutions. Those solutions are called feasible solutions. And the way of covering the feasible solutions by several smaller feasible solutions is called as branching. So here branching can be done by constructing a state space tree. While constructing state space tree in number of iterations, there is a possibility of getting answer node in any one of the iteration completed. So friends, you need to focus on these two tools like branching and bounding. So these are playing a vital role in this chapter. And we need to know the definition of pruning. What is meant by pruning? Why? Because this is very important. We need to adopt the pruning in this chapter. The pruning in the sense, if the lower bound of the subproblem is A, assume that the subproblem lower bound is A, and the searching tree is greater than the upper bound of any other previously examined subproblems, that is, previous problem is B. In this case, the subproblem A may be safely discarded. That means that A is safely removed. When the subproblem A is to be removed if the problem A is greater than upper bound of any previously examined subproblems. In this case, simply remove or discard subproblem A. This type of searching is called as pruning. This type of searching is called as pruning. Here, there are three different searching techniques generally used in branch and bound technique, namely first in, first out, last in, first out, least cost branch and bound. While solving first in, first out search, we basically use the approach is breadth first search approach you can be used while constructing the state space tree. Whereas while constructing the state space tree for last in, first out searching technique, simply use depth first search. And here we follow the principle of Q, that is works on the principle of first in, first out. But in LIFO, we follow the principle of stack. How stack will work for adding or removing the nodes from the given tree. And last one is least cost searching technique. This will work based on the principle of ranking function. Based on the principle of ranking function, it is to be working. What is ranking function? We will discuss in the next slide. Okay. Hope you all are understood the concepts very well. Now we will discuss initially about first in, first out. So what is first in, first out? That will work based on the principle of Q. First in, first out is worked based on the principle of Q, and we need to follow the approach while constructing the state space tree is BFS. So this is called as a first in, first out branch and bound technique. In first and first out searching technique, the children of the root node are generated. This is the root node. In the root node, sorry, this is the root node. For that root node, children are to be generated. C1, second children is generated C2. So in the first in, first out searching technique, the children of the root node are generated in the first iteration. So this is called as a first iteration. This is called first iteration. Okay. In the next step, that is means second iteration, the children of the first child is generated. So again the children of first child C1 is to be generated again here. So in this case, this node is to be considered as, E node. This node is to be considered as E node. E node is to be generated here. Okay. If the children's not already killed by the bounding function, so that means that children C3 is a children, another children, and C4 is another children, which can be generated from C1 root node. If the children are not already killed by the bounding function, then put it in the queue. Assume that this is the queue, last in, first out. Here, which node you need to keep first in, first out? Which one is first in here? First in is C1. You can put here first C1. If the children are not already killed by the bounding function, then put in the queue. Okay. Then the children of second child is to be explored. Put all the children in the queue except for those children which are killed. So that means that you need to put all the kills in the queue if any child node is not killed. Okay. So now I will explain with a detailed example in the next slide about first in, first out searching technique. Here, in first in, first out searching technique, FIFO refers to a queue data structure. So always we use one data structure for solving FIFO search branch and bound technique. We use one data structure, namely queue. Now consider a graph traversal. It follows breadth first search while generating the queue. Here I have been generated a state space tree. This is called as a state space tree. I have been generated a state space tree from the given graph by following the approach is BFS approach I have been followed. So here there is a source node. Source is vertex 1 is the source, and there is a destination node. Vertex 4 is the destination node. And I need to find the shortest route from source node to destination node by constructing a state space tree with the minimum number of iterations. So finally, I need to find the path from source to a destination by using first in, first out branch and bound technique we will discuss. Now, so if you clearly observe that the given tree traversal, graph traversal, the node 1 is having 3 moves. There is a direct path from node 1 to node 2. Node 1 to node 2, there is a direct path of cost 10. And there is another direct path from node 1 to node 4 also. So node 1 to node 4 also a direct path of cost 20. And one more path is there from node 1 to node 3. The cost is 15. In the first iteration, there are 3 moves, 3 ways you can move from node 1 to node 2, node 3, node 4, having weights of 10, 15, 20 respectively. So this is the first iteration. This is the first iteration. So in the first iteration, I have been generated 3 children nodes, namely node 2, node 3, node 4 from the root node 1. Here, node 2, node 3, node 4 are considered as children nodes, but whereas the children nodes of node 2, node 3 are further expandable with the children nodes. The nodes node 2, node 3 are further expandable with the chain nodes. Hence, I can consider node 2 and node 3 are considered as E nodes. Node 2 and node 3 are considered as E nodes. E node is nothing but a node which can have the provision for expanding chain nodes, that is called as E node. That is called as E node. So here node 2 comma node 3 are considered as node 2 comma 3 are considered as E nodes. E nodes. Whereas node 1 is considered as live node. Here node 1 is considered as live node. Okay, and we need to find answer node. We need to find answer node. In the first iteration, what are the possible ways of moving from node 1 to remaining nodes? We can mark it with proper weights. Once the first iteration is to be completed, then we can consider the E nodes. What are the E nodes? Node 2, node 3. Now here you can consider node 2. If you consider node 2 as a live node, so what are the possible ways of moving from node 2? We will see. From node 2, how many possible ways are there? We will consider here. Okay. From node 2, how many possible ways we can having? there is a possible way is node 2 to node 3, one possibility. Node 2 to node, there are how many possible ways we will discuss here. From node 2 to node 3, there is a possibility of cost is 4. Cost is node 2 to node 3, cost is 4. And another one is node 2 to node 4, another cost is 8. Node 2 to node 4, the cost is 8. Okay. So in the second iteration, two paths are to be generated from node 2. And if you consider node 3, if you consider node 3, how many generated paths are generated? If you consider node 3, from 3 to 2, there is a path, 3 to 2, one path, and another path is 3 to 4 is another path. 3 to 4 is another path. Okay. And there is no path, no direct path from node 4. Why? Because here it can be considered as node 4 is to be considered as dead node. Node 4 is to be considered as dead node here. Why? Because further no use for that node. Node 4 is considered as a dead node. Okay. And next, from node 3, if I consider node 3, if I consider node 3, if I consider node 3, what are the possible moves? Node 3 to node 2. Node 3 to node 2 is not possible. That is called as a backtracking. So always we can try to move node 4 only. Try to move the destination node. There is a direct path from node 3 to node 4. Hence consider this path 3 to 4. And if you consider node 2, there is a direct path from node 2 to node 4, that is called answer node. You will get one more path. And finally, how I will get the solution is, so in the first iteration, find the shortest path. So the shortest path is 1 to 210, 1 to 315, 1 to 420. Among these three paths, the minimum path is 1 to 2 is the minimum path. So 1 to 2 is considered as a minimum path. So here you can consider the shortest path with a yellow color 1 to 2. In the first iteration, you can consider 1 to 2 only. So node 1 to node 2 you can consider in the first iteration. In the first iteration, you can consider node 1 to node 2. Okay. So it's because the shortest path here. Next, from vertex 2 to vertex 4, you need to move to destination node. If you want to move to destination node, there is a direct path from node 2 to node 4, but the cost is 8. So you can search any lesser cost is there or not in the given graph. So what? Then you can search another way of moving the path. There is one more path. Instead of selecting 2 to 4, if you selecting 2 to 3, path is the cost is 4. So next 2 to 3 you can select, the cost is 4 here. So in this case, simply you can discard these two. Why we are discarding node 3, node 4, we are discarding is 3, comma 4 nodes are to be discarded. The nodes 3, comma 4 are removed. Why we need to remove these two nodes is because these are not producing the minimum traveling cost or minimum path cost. If these two are discarded and these remaining four also subtrees also discarded automatically. But here in the second iteration, and we have identified the shortest path from root node to root 3, that is the shortest path. Hence you simply discard another path from root node 2 to root 4, that is that path also you need to discard. And finally, and now you are in node 3. There is a direct path from node 3 to node 4, that is the path cost is 2. And finally, if you want to find the shortest path from, if you want to find the shortest path from 1 to 4, how it is? Initially starting from 1, move to 2, next move to 3, next move to 4. The cost is 1 to 10, shortest cost is 10, and 2 to 3, the shortest cost is 4, and 3 to 4, the shortest cost is 2, and finally the total cost is shortest path is 16. So you have been generated the shortest path from the given graph, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 with a total cost of 16, least cost of 16. So in this way, we need to find the least cost by using first in, first out searching technique. So here in the given graph, clearly observe that in the given graph, you can consider only this red color highlighted path, which can be generated the answer node, which can be generated the answer node. This is the answer path. This is the solution for the given tree. So remaining nodes are to be discarded or removed because these are not produced the optimal solution. Okay. Students, hope you clearly understood the concept of searching the shortest path by using first in, first out. Okay. Yeah. So already I said that. So you will be getting the solution is this is the solution for finding the shortest path from source vertex 1 to destination vertex 4 by passing 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, that with a minimum total cost of 16, and you need to discard the remaining nodes. You need to discard the remaining nodes. Why? Because these are not producing the optimal solution. Hence, I can say this is the shortest way of moving from node 1 to node 2, and node 2 to node 3, node 3 to node 4. So there is a direct path from, there is a path from node 1 to node 4 through a state space tree we can be generated. Okay, hope you understood the concept very well. Friends, we will discuss the same concept first in, first out branch and bound searching technique with another example, that is Q example. With another example, here we can take the example is Q. Okay. So here for this we will use a data structure. We are solving the given problem by using the concept of a data structure that is called as a queue. Queue is the data structure. Initially the queue initially the queue is empty. That means that we are not placed any node or any element in the queue initially. The queue size is empty initially. Now consider a state space tree. This is a state space tree. Now you can consider a state space tree. This is a state space tree. SST. This is a state space tree. If you consider the state space tree, and here we are assuming that node 12 is the answer node. Node 12 is the answer node. If you assume that node 12 is the answer node, in this case, we can simply apply how the FIFO first in, first out principle is working. Okay, first in, first out. So if you consider the first iteration, if you consider the first iteration, so what are the nodes are generated in the first iteration? This is one node, node 3 is another node, node 2 is another node. In the first iteration, there are 3 nodes are to be generated. In the first iteration, there are 3 nodes are generated, namely 2, 3, 4. So what are the nodes are generated from the root node? Those nodes are to be considered as E nodes. Those nodes are to be considered as here. E nodes are in the first iteration. There are 3 E nodes are generated, namely node 2, node 3, node 4, which are directly placed in the queue. Which are directly placed in the queue in the order of 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now we simply apply the concept of delete function. How to delete a? If I can delete one element from the stack, what will happen? I will see. So this is the first iteration. And next one is in the second iteration, there are 2 more nodes, E nodes are to be generated in the second iterations. These 2 nodes are to be generated in the second iteration. There are 2 nodes are generated, namely node 5 and node 6. Node 5 and node 6. And these node 5, node 6 are to be considered as E nodes. We can consider node 5 and node 6 are E nodes, which can be generated in the second iteration. And for those nodes, there are some child nodes, namely 10 and 11 are the child nodes of E node 5. 12 is the child node of E node 6. Here the question is, if I can delete node 2 from the given state space tree. If I can delete node 2 from the given state space tree, delete 2. If I can delete node 2 from the given state space tree, what will happen? Now we will see. So if I can simply delete node 2 from the given graph, that means that delete. This is called as a delete. If I can delete node 2, this is node 2, no? Yeah. If I can delete node 2, what will happen? You need to rearrange the queue by following first in, first out. Already in the given queue, node 2, node 3, node 4 are there. Node 2, node 3, node 4 are there. But node 2 is not to be placed. Why? Because it was deleted. That's why you can keep as a blank. Node 2. Node 3 is already available. You can place it. Node 4 is available. You can place it. And node 2 is to be deleted. If node 2 is to be deleted, what will happen is in the second iteration, 2 E nodes are available, namely node 5, node 6, and node 5 and node 6 are to be placed in this queue. You need to place node 5 and node 6 in the queue. Why I am placing node 5, node 6 in the queue is node 2 is to be removed. If node 2 is to be removed, simply the second stage level E nodes are moved to first stage of E nodes. So in the first stage of E nodes, I can consider these 4 nodes are considered as active nodes in this scenario. So node 3, node 4, node 5, node 6. So these nodes are to be placed in the queue. Students, this is very, very, very important. I hope you clearly understood the concept very well. Okay. Next, we will discuss the same scenario. If I can delete node 3, what will happen? If I can delete node 3, what will happen? We will 3. So if I can delete node 3, what will happen? And if I can delete node 4, what will happen? We will discuss. If I can delete node 3, which nodes are available? 3, 4, 5 are available. If I can delete node 4, what will happen? Remaining nodes are 5, 6 nodes are available. 5, 6 nodes are available. So clearly observe that in the previous slide, if you observe the previous slide here, if you observe the previous slide, so what are the nodes are, what are the elements are node placed in the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now we will see. So here 3, 4, 5, 6 are already placed in the queue. The nodes, the nodes 3, 4, 5, 6 are placed in the queue. If you remove node 3, what will happen? Node 3 is to be removed. Node 4, 5, 6 is available. And again, if you remove node 4, what will happen? Only node 5, 6 are to be available. So in this way, you need to add the number of nodes, you need to delete the which node you want. So the entire principle will work based on the concept of breadth first search technique. Okay. So students, I hope you understood the concept of how the first in, first out branch and bound searching technique will be solved by using the concept of state space tree. So we will get the solution 12. How we will get the solution 12 from the given tree we already discussed here. Okay. Next, we will discuss another technique, second technique, searching technique. The second searching technique name is last in first out technique. So last in first out is basically it will works based on the principle of stack. It will works based on the principle of stack means last in first out, and it will use the approach for constructing the state space tree is depth first search approach here I am using. So I can say that it is considered as a last in first out branch and bound technique. So in the last in first out branch and bound searching technique, the children of the root node are generated. This is the root node. Children of the root node are to be generated in the first iterations. In the next iteration, children of first child is to be generated. So the children of first child is to be generated, and the children of second child is to be generated. Okay. So here I can follow last in first out. Last in first out. Okay. So next generate one more children of these three. So here. If the children are not already killed by the bounding function, then put it into the stack. When the children of the second child is explored, put all the children in the stack except those children are killed. That means that if any one of the node is to be killed, those nodes are not to be placed into the stack. Those nodes are not to be placed into the stack here. If any one of the nodes, suppose these nodes are killed. So in this case, this node is also killed, suppose. So these entire nodes are not to be placed into the stack. Remaining nodes, first in first, last in first out model, you can arrange in this stack. Okay. So here you can follow last in first out. So how this methodology will work with an example we will discuss in the next slide clearly. Okay. Students, I already explained there is a source node and there is a destination node. you want to find out the shortest path from source node to destination node with the minimum number of iterations. So finally, if any one of the path is not satisfied, the finding the minimum cost, in this case, you simply discard those nodes and finally you will get the solution. Here we will get the solution is 1 to 2, 2 to 3 and 3 to 4. Total cost is 10 plus 4 plus 2, 16 is the minimum cost. So in this way we can generate a state space tree. Now we will discuss the same with a stack, how the elements are to be kept by using the state space tree. We will discuss now here. Okay. Now consider a state space tree. Here I can use a stack. Stack stands for last in first out. This is a state space tree. This is a state space tree. From the given state space tree, this is a state space tree. SST stands for state space tree. In the state space tree, node 1 is considered as live node. The live node is having 3 chain nodes and the 3 chain nodes are further expandable with chain nodes. That's why node 2, node 3, node 4 are to be considered as live nodes. And if I consider node 4 is a live node and node 7, 8, 9 are children nodes, but node 7, 8, 9 are not considered as live nodes because there are no further chain nodes are to be expanded. And here I can consider node 5, node 6 are E nodes because these two nodes are further expandable with the children nodes. So now I need to generate arrange the nodes by using last in first out method. Okay. Now initially, so I need to arrange the elements, the nodes in the last in first out stack. So how you can arrange the elements in the stack in the sense, consider this is the stack. In the given stack, you need to arrange the elements or nodes. So in the first iteration, what are the nodes are generated? The nodes which are generated in the first iteration are node 2, node 3, node 4. Node 2, node 3, node 4 are to be generated in the first iteration. So those nodes you have been placed in the stack in last in first order. So which one is last and which last in first order? We can arrange in the stack, namely 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Last in, first out. Okay. So these are I have been placed in the stack. Next, here I can apply a delete option, that is remove. So I need to remove which one element to node 2. If I can remove node 2 from the given graph, what will happen we will see. So if I can remove node 2, what will happen we will see. So if I can remove node 2, next nodes, node 5, node 6 are to be considered as in the first iteration. So node 3, node 4, node 5, node 6 are to be considered as in the first iteration. So these nodes are to be placed in the stack. Node 3, node 4 already available. Node 2 is to be removed. If node 2 is to be removed, so next node is to be placed 6. Next node is to be placed is 5. Next node is to be placed at 5. Students, in this way, I can arrange the values in the given stack. Okay. So next, here I can consider 5, 6, 3, 4 now. So I will keep the node here. 5, 6, 3, 4. This is the previous stack. in the last slide. This is the previous stack in the last slide stack. Next, again, you need to remove node 5. If you remove node 5, what will happen? If you remove node 5, what will happen? We'll see. If you remove node 5, so the output is to be in this way. And again, delete node 6. If you remove node 6, what will happen? Only 3, 4. Node 6 generate the state 6, 12, then there is the answer node. So you will get the answer node. Okay. Students, in this way, we can solve the given problems by using both stack and queue data structures. LIFO, and before we already discussed with your example. Hope you understood the concepts very well. Next, last concept is LC. LC stands for least cost branch and bound searching technique. So in the both LIFO and FIFO branch and bound sections, rule for the next E node is to be fixed. Next E node is to be fixed. So if any E node is having further expandable, the next E node is to be fixed, where it is in last in first out and first in first out branch and bound technique. But whereas coming to the point of least cost branch and bound technique, here this will be used, this least cost branch and bound technique, searching technique is used to find the answer node very quickly. To find the answer node very quickly. Here the answer node is 12. So to find the answer node is very quickly. How to find the answer node very quickly? By using the concept of ranking function. By using the concept of ranking function, you can able to find. What is mean by ranking function? So the ranking function is nothing but, if you want to find the E node for each and every iteration, that can be mainly based on the concept of ranking function. Okay. So in this way it will work. Now I will tell you how this will be working. So initially the root node is 1 and the root node is having 3 nodes, namely node 2, node 3, node 4. So the root node is having 3 children nodes, node 2, node 3, node 4. And the node 2, node 3, node 4, these 3 nodes are having further expandable children nodes. That's why I can consider node 2, node 3, node 4, I can consider as E nodes. I can consider as E nodes. But here in the first iteration, this is the iteration number 1. In the first iteration, I need to find the shortest ranking function. The shortest ranking function I need to find. So which one is the shortest one? 1 to 2, the value is least cost. So find out the least cost among these 3. So the least cost moving from 1 to 2 is, least cost from 1 to 3 is 3. Least cost from 1 to 4 is 4. Among these 3, 2, 3, 4, among the least cost of 2, 3, 4, which one is the minimum one? L2 is the minimum one. That's why you can select this path. Initially. Once the first iteration path is to be generated, then only you can select root 2. Here, consider the node 2. From node 2, there are two ways you can move, 2 to 5 and 2 to 6. And here you can find the shortest least cost. The least cost is this one. Why? Because it is only one. If you move from 2 to 6, the cost is 1. The cost is 1. If you consider, if you select 2 to 5, the cost is 4. But here this is the least cost. In this case, this is the second iteration. This is second iteration. This is second iteration. Whereas in the third iteration, so from 6 to, there are two ways, 6 to 13 and 6 to 12, not to 12. And among those two, 6 to 12 path is having least cost. The path 6 to 12 is having least cost. Hence you can select this path. So hence the answer node is 12. Here 12 is considered as answer node. ANSWER. 12 is considered as sorry. Here node 12 is considered as answer node. 12 is considered as answer node here. You will get the answer. Okay. So the path what you selected is the path what you have been chosen for getting the answer node is clearly marked here. Clearly marked here. 1 to 2, 2 to 6, 6 to 12. 1 to 2, 2 to 6, 6 to 12. If you consider this path, you will get least cost search. Within the minimum number of iterations, you will get the answer node. You will get the answer node. That means that least cost search in the sense, in each and every iteration, you need to find the least cost search and you can go there, and from that iteration you can keep on considering or identifying or searching the least cost node and you can establish a path. So here you need to find the answer node. The answer node is 12. 12 is answer node here. How to get the answer node? That will be based on the principle of ranking function. And there is a formula for ranking function. We will discuss the ranking function in the next class. Okay. Students, hope you understood the concept. Yeah. So now let us talk about least cost search now, LC, branch remote search. Initially, we will take node 1 as enode. Node 1 as enode initially we are taken. Okay, node 1 as enode initially we have be taken. Generate childrens of node 1. So what are the childrens we can generate for node 1? 2, 3, 4. These are childrens. These children nodes are to be generated from the enode initially. By using ranking function, we will calculate the cost of. So how we will calculate the cost? So here the cost is 2, the cost is 3, the cost is 4. How to calculate the cost from node 1 to node 2? That can be done by using the concept of ranking function. By using ranking function, we can able to find the cost of each and every node. The cost of 1 to 2 is L2. The cost of all three will be calculated by using ranking functions. So here we will calculate the cost of 2, 3, 4 nodes are node 2, node 3, node 4 are 2, 3, 4 respectively. So C stands for cost and C cap we can consider as cost of each cost of ranking function is to be measured with a symbol of C cap. So C cap in the sense ranking function. So this is called as a C cap. C cap stands for ranking function. So the ranking function of node 2 is 2. The ranking function of node 3 is 3. The ranking function of node 4 is 4, respectively. Now we will select a node which is having minimum cost. So among these three, you can select which one is minimum cost. So among these three, you can find the minimum cost. Which one is having minimum cost? This is having minimum cost. So node 2 is the minimum cost. Okay. For node 2, the children's 5, 6. What are the children's of node 2? 5 and 6 are children's of node 2. Okay. Between 5, 6, we will select node 6. Okay. Since its cost is minimum, which one is minimum? 6 is minimum. Okay. Generate children's for 6. So what are the children's for 6? Children's for 6 is 12 and 13. Node children, the node 6 is having children's 12 and 13. Now we will select node 2, node 12. Why we need to select node 12 here? Because select node 2 since its cost is minimum. C cap is equal to 1. So here the cost of the answer node we have to find, and 12 is the answer node. So we can terminate the searching process. We can terminate the searching process. Friends, in this way, we can able to find or search the answer node in a with minimum number of steps. So I hope you clearly understood the concepts, and we have been used searching branch and bound techniques. Three techniques we used in this session. The first one is LIFO branch and bound technique. Second one is LIFO branch and bound technique. And third one is least cost branch and bound technique. We have been discussed these three techniques with three different examples in clear descriptive manner. Okay. Hope you understood the concepts very well. Okay. Here we use one function for measuring the ranking function. This is the way of calculating the ranking function. So how to calculate rank function of 1 to 2 path? If you want to find the ranking function of path 1 to path 2, rank function is 2. How to calculate this will be based on the formula. The formula is C of x equal to f of x plus g of x. C of x is the cost function. Cost function from path 1 to path 2 is f of x plus g of x. So what is f of x? F of x in the sense it is the cost of reaching x from root and is non-decreasing. So that means that the cost from root node to the chain node, here we will discuss, and g of x is the estimated additional efforts needed to reach the answer node. So estimated additional efforts needed to reach the answer node. Among those, which one is smaller, we can consider it. We can clearly discuss about the ranking function formula in the 15 puzzle problem in the next class. Clearly, I will explain. You don't worry about the formula. Okay. And students, so here we will discuss about another concept, that is how to write the control abstraction for LC search. Very, very, very important concept. This one you should not neglect the concept. Okay. So you will get one question from. You will expect one question from branch and bound topic. This is a control abstraction for LC search. Write the control abstraction for least cost search. So this concept is very, very important. Now let me explain what it is. Now consider T. What is T? T is a state space tree. T stands for it is a tree, state space tree. Okay. Next here, what is C? C means cast. C means cast. Cast from one vertex to another vertex is clearly defined C. Okay. Cast from one vertex to another vertex is defined C. Okay. This is called as a cast function for the node in the T. So these nodes are in the given tree T only. If X is a node, X is a node, assume that, yes. If X is a node in T, in the tree, given state space tree, X is a node, then C of X is the, what is C of X? Then in this case, C of X, cost of node X is minimum cost of any answer node, is minimum cost of any answer node. Cost of X is minimum cost of any answer node in the subtree with root X. In the subtree with root X. Thus, C of T is the cost of minimum answer node in the T. Okay. So, if that means that C of T considered as minimum cost of answer node that can be generated from the state space tree. State space tree. How we will get C of T, we will discuss in the next class. Okay. So the LC search using CCAP. CCAP stands for finding the cost function, that is called as a CCAP. We will use CCAP in the least cost searching technique, which can be used to find the answer node. Which can be used to find answer node. CCAP is used to find answer node. Okay. CCAP is used to find answer node. The algorithm uses two algorithms we can use while writing the control abstraction of LC search. First one is add a node. If you want to add a node, what is the procedure? Find the least cost in each and every iteration. If you want to find the least cost, find a live node with the least cost. This node is deleted from the list of live nodes and written. That means that in the given state space tree, in the given state space tree, this is the given state space tree. In the generated state space tree, if you find or found least cost node, then only you can simply delete that least cost node. So that is called as a least cost function. Add a node. When we can add a node? To delete and add a live node from or to the list of live nodes. Add node of X adds the newly live node X to the list of live nodes. The list of live nodes be implemented as a minimum heap. That means that, assume that this is root node. The root node is having two children nodes. So here these two children nodes are considered as two children nodes you can consider as E nodes. And further, E nodes are also expandable. These E nodes are also expandable. So in this case, these two nodes are, this node is to be considered as E node, and this node you can consider as a live node. It is a live node, and this is considered as a E node. So in this case, you have been added a new node that is called as a live node, and you can add one more node that is called as a E node. Okay. So you will get the in examination they will ask this question also. Write the control abstraction of branch and bound method, LC, least cost branch and bound technique. Control abstraction మెథడ్ అంటే దీని యొక్క ప్రొసీజర్ అన్నమాట, హౌ టు డూ ద ప్రాసెస్ అనేది ఎగ్జామినేషన్ అడగడానికి ఛాన్సెస్ ఉంటాయి. హియర్ యూ ఆల్వేస్ ఫైండ్ అవుట్ ద ఆన్సర్ నోడ్. So the question is, you need to find the answer node. How to find the answer node? If you want to find the answer node, you can apply one function that is called as a ranking function. How to find ranking function? If you want to find the ranking function, you need to identify which one is the next e node. Once the next e node is to be identified, then only you are able to find ranking function. Once the ranking function is to be find out, based on the ranking function, you can say that the cost function of the path, minimum cost is to be considered to get the answer node, to get the answer node. Now here, consider a state space tree, namely T is a state space tree. The tree is having the cost of C, and here X is a node in the given tree. Then if you want to find the cost of the tree, that is considered as C of X. And if you want to find the minimum cost function of the entire tree, that can be measured C of T. So finally, you can find out the C cap of T value. That means that the given T, you will get the answer node. C cap of T, you will get the answer node. And this is the procedure or algorithm which clearly describes a step-by-step procedure how to solve least cost branch and bound technique in a way. So here, sometimes you need to apply two methods, namely two functions, namely list of x and add of x. We frequently used here we used add of x, and here we use list of e. See, if you want to add a new live node, we go for the function add of x. If you want to delete a node, you simply use list of x. Okay. So the list of x finds a live node with a list of cost function, whereas add of x adds a new live node from the generated way. In this way, you can be able to find out how to add and how to delete the element from the given graph. You can clearly say this concept. Okay. Students, I hope you clearly understood the branch and bound searching techniques like FIFO branch and bound searching technique, LIFO branch and bound searching technique, least cost branch and bound technique with the examples we clearly discussed in this session. So, so once again, you do practice with many more examples, you will get clear idea. Thank you. Thank you, Ananda.